IIUM. So Alhamdulillah, we have about 16 participants here today. So hopefully there will be more students will join our session today. Okay, so we are proud to have Miss Madi Fuad with us today. Alhamdulillah. So for you guys who have joined our session today, inshallah we'll be talking about mental health issues. We'll introduce a mobile application which is very interesting from Plus Vibes. It's still new, I suppose. Betul kan, Medi kan?
Yep.
Okay,
Last year.
yes, last year. So perhaps there will be more opportunities for our students to join as volunteers, as interns, or even if you perform well during your internship, perhaps there will be some, career opportunities for them, inshallah. Okay, all right. So for information, Maddie, we in Counseling and Career Services Center, we do both. We do counseling sessions and also we support and empower our students in terms of their career future. Okay, so perhaps this is very good, opportunity for us to blend these two wings in our office together, because at the same time we encourage students to know more about mental health related issues, regardless of what are the future career that they are venturing into in. Okay, so a little bit background with our invited speaker today, Maddie. Interestingly, I think she will share with you guys about her background. But what I'm going to what catch my attention here is that your background is is much related with entrepreneurship, businesses, fashion, ID, interior design, and so on and so forth. So perhaps maybe after this you can share with us what is exactly your projection, what makes you come across to to develop this kind of web application to be used to all people around the world. Because as you know, Maddie, we in counseling, we do receive cases from students from outside of the campus as well. And as compared to previous years, people are afraid, or they are a little bit reluctant to come to our offices to have sessions with us because of this stigma. Okay, maybe perhaps after this as well, you can share with us how Plus Vibes can encourage people to seek more professional helps, regardless of whether the stigma that other people have. Okay, so that kind of thing. So without further ado, I would like to invite Miss Maddie to share with us about your background, about Plus Vibes, what are the opportunities for our students, inshallah. Okay, please welcome.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Screen. Let me just see. Okay. Can you see this? Can?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to present the slide. Okay. Assalamualaikum everyone. Hope everyone is well and staying safe with the COVID cases rising. So I hope everyone is staying safe at home. My name is Madia Fuad, or you can call me Maddie. And during this challenging time with the pandemic and things not returning back to normal yet, I'd like to share with you how mental health actually affects your confidence and your future. And then I want to share with you a little bit about Plus Vibes, what we do, and maybe a potential collaboration, or maybe you can work with us, volunteer, to make, to build a more mentally resilient society. That's our main goal with Plus Vibes. Okay, So a little bit about myself. I am 31 years old now. Yeah. So I grew up overseas, came back to Malaysia at the age of 20 years old. I went to UITM Shah Alam. And then from there, I did my first job was at the Edge newspaper. I was a business writer. And then I focused on my MBA. I did my first venture, which was a juice truck. You know, zaman tu memang zaman food trucks macam tu. So I also ventured into that small business. And then it grew into a cafe in Wanutama. And then after that, I started partnering with my MBA friends, and we started doing all different types of businesses, fashion, interior design, and the things that I'm doing now. And we've grown it since then. However, during my PhD, I also did my PhD in business. During my last semester, I went through a very challenging phase whereby I wasn't focusing more on my health and my mental health. I was just focusing on work, I was focusing on studies, and I didn't really take care of myself. So you can imagine the amount of stress and pressure that I had, which then resulted in my long thoracic nerve to be damaged. Okay, so that basically the long thoracic nerve is your back nerve. It actually plays a big role in terms of how you move your arms. So when that nerve is damaged, I stopped using my right arm. Nasib baik I kidal. So I stopped using my right arm. And because I stopped using it, because I was in pain, it was nerve. I kept on getting panic attacks. I was really stressed. And, I was working, I was doing my PhD. My life was almost upside down. So of course, during that time, I would say that my mental health was seriously challenged. And, I was spiraling down into a dark cave, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? I couldn't move my arm. I couldn't use it, but I had work. Cost was still running. So when you're doing business, you will have operating costs every single month. So I can't just stay stuck and take time off. So it was really challenging for me during that time. So that's when I focused a little bit on mental health. I started reading up about what I can do. I started going to see psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors. But then, of course, in the position that I was in, it was very difficult for me to go outside and meet counselors because I couldn't move. I was in pain. I couldn't move my right arm, and I had to constantly take medication and painkillers. It will make you drowsy and it will make you feel like you want to vomit. So imagine how heavily medicated I was, and how was I supposed to seek help, right? So you might not face this kind of situation, but mungkin you have the situation where you segan reach out for counselors, you segan to talk to someone. And that's why we developed this app, Plus Vibes, because we want to encourage people to take the first step to reach out to someone, because it might not seem something that's normal for most of us. Even me, it's not like I will openly share my problems to my friends, my family, because you don't want people to worry about you. But if you keep it inside, that's when it will all start to build up, and then it will create physical complications, because everything that happens mentally will sooner or later affect you physically. So I want to share a little bit about how you can take care about your mental health, how it affects your confidence, and little things that you can do to improve your mental health. So what is mental health, first of all? Have you ever felt like you make too quick of a decision when you're stressed? Like you just want to get it over with. You just be like, oh, what is this? Okay, I just want to complete it right then and there. Or have you ever become so frustrated that you cried because you felt incapable of doing your assignments, of handling relationships, of doing something, and you felt so frustrated and you just don't know what to do? Okay. Or have you ever just simply just got angry at someone because actually you're up to here, and then somebody else, they might have done something so small, but it just made you explode, right? Or have you ever wanted to just give up because you didn't know what to do? So that was the phase that I was in, because, I was in pain. I couldn't move. I couldn't go out, seek a counselor. I was at the phase of almost giving up. Cool. So mental health is basically emotional, it's psychological, and it's also social. It will affect everything that you do, to the way that you think, to the way that you feel, and to the way that you act, because it determines how you handle stress. For example, you cepat get angry at people? Because you're stressed. It will determine how productive you are. Maybe you tend to delay work. You tend to procrastinate because your mental health is affected. And it will affect the choices that you make because you want to just get over with it quickly. See? So mental health will affect all aspects of your life. So how does it really affect your confidence? So I'm sure many of you here, myself included, have felt the feeling of feeling lost, uncertain. You don't know which direction you should take, and you're constantly overthinking. You're worrying about everything, and that will cause you to become agitated, stressed, and it will cause you to have anxiety, depression, and you will lose your confidence because all of these negative thoughts will then start building up in your mind. And did you know that actually a person has about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day? So imagine how exhausted your brain can get, right? And 80% of those are negative thoughts because you're thinking, did I do this right? Or what about if I did this? Or what does this person think about me? You're always constantly thinking about things that happen in your life. And the other 20% is basically just daily activities, small decisions like nak makan apa, what are you going to do after this? But most of your thoughts are usually negative, and 95% of them are repetitive. So you're thinking, what did I do yesterday? What did this person say to me last week? Oh, am I going to get this job interview? Or you're always thinking repetitive thoughts because it's uncertainty, and our mind will keep on thinking about things that are uncertain, right? So, but the point is that life has its ups and downs. And sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're really confident, but sometimes we have our low points. But these are just chapters of your life. And it's what you do and how you overcome these certain chapters that will determine your confidence level, right? So it will affect everything to the way that you think, behave, and feel. So what are signs of low confidence? Well, continuous negative talk, self-talk. So you're thinking, tak boleh lah, I don't think I can do this lah. I think this other person is better than me, or maybe I don't have the knowledge or experience to do it. But let me tell you something. Nobody knows how to do anything. Most of us just jump into the sea and try. Kita just cuba. But the difference between the person who's willing to take risk and the person who's macam takut-takut is that it's your confidence. You're not confident enough because you're afraid that you might fail. But the thing that you have to believe is that actually failure is not something that you should be ashamed of. Failure is, for me, I take failure as an opportunity for me to learn from my mistake. So it shouldn't be classified as a failure. It's actually experience, because the more experience you have, the more smarter you'll become, the more you will grow. So you shouldn't worry about what other people think about you, what other people say about you, how other people perceive you, because that will also affect your confidence level when you constantly want to seek approval from other people, right? And last of all, unwilling to take on challenges. Low confidence would mean that you're too afraid to take on challenges because you're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of what people might say. You're afraid of maybe you don't have the skills or capability. But the thing is, people who lack confidence always fear about trying to challenge themselves and trying new things. But if you just change your mindset and think of it as an opportunity for you to learn, if you fail, it's okay. You just have to have that mindset that it's okay to fail, that at least you tried to improve yourself, right? So how do you build your confidence? Well, the first thing is to take one small step at a time. So how do you stop constantly overthinking? Because we have like a survey on the Plus Vibes app, and we actually identify what are the main issues that people have when they need to talk to someone. And the most important thing and the most common thing is that people tend to overthink, right? So how do you rewire your brain to think positively? You have to create small goals every single day. So you take one step of that stairs every single day. You know why? It's because when you take small goals every single day, you will complete small goals. every day. So every day you're winning. And 10 times a day, you are winning. So you feel like a winner. You set a goal that is attainable and then you commit to it. And pretty soon you will start believing in yourself, because you will start believing, hey, I did that. And you start remembering things that you did, and you will feel like a winner. Because actually, confidence is actually the memory of winning. So it's what I read from a book. It's that how you rewire your brain subconsciously is that you're building a confidence through small wins, right? So when you keep achieving small goals, you feel good about yourself, and it makes you confident enough to achieve other things. Okay? So other things that you can do, it's to practice positive self-talk. So instead of saying that you can't do things, you can say that you can. So when you keep on having, you see on Instagram, a lot of people saying positive affirmations. You might think that it doesn't work, but actually it does. When you keep on telling yourself you can do this, it's okay to fail, it's okay to try new things, you won't be affected as easily. You won't be so scared to try new things. So the mindset is just that you just want to try. And then if you achieve in the small goal, then you'll be like, hey, I won. Okay, I'm going to keep on doing that. And it becomes more of a habit, right? The second is to actually seek professional help. So what I was mentioning earlier, you cannot pendam semua your perasaan inside. When you pendam, it will reach to a point where you will explode at almost anything and everything. So you have to share it with someone. But most of us feel uncomfortable with sharing with our friends or family because we don't want people to worry. We don't want people to think differently about us. We want people, we may portray like a happy-go-lucky kind of personality, so we don't want people to know that actually we're struggling or sad, because we don't want people to worry, right? But if you don't reach out for help, it will affect you in the long run. Maybe not now, like me. Maybe it didn't affect me years ago, but it affected me last year because it was too much. I was doing this, I was stressed about this, I was studying, I was doing my PhD, I was doing almost everything. And yeah, my personality is that I don't really share my problems, and see how it affected me. So now it's more about just sharing your problems, talk to someone, right? And of course, giving yourself permission to take risks, okay? But the most important thing actually for confidence is actually your personal grooming. So when you go for an interview, do you dress up? Do you try to look your best? And why is that? It's because subconsciously, you don't think about why you do it, but you dress up to go to an interview. Because research shows that when you look good, when you feel good, then you will automatically boost your confidence, right? Dressing up to an interview makes you feel good about yourself. It makes you feel good about what you're doing, and it just makes you feel more confident. I'm not saying that you have to wear a suit and tie every single day, but I'm talking about the small things that make you feel good, like hair gel, trimming your beard, or just one bold red lipstick. Is just the smallest thing that make you yourself feel good, because how you look plays a very big role on your confidence level. So when you're confident, you have a strong mindset. Your level of mental health is very strong. You're confident enough to achieve anything, but when you feel insecure, you will feel afraid, you will feel worried, you will feel, oh, do I look okay? Does this person think, am I saying the right things? So if you can take one thing away from this talk, it's to remember that your personal grooming is the smallest thing, the easiest thing that you can do to boost your confidence level. Okay? Now, some general topics about how can we cope with stress, right? Stress is inevitable in any profession, whether you're a counselor, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're in doing anything, you're doing business or you're an employee, your stress is inevitable, but it's how you handle it that is very important. So it's about taking one door at a time. So I'd like you to name those doors with tasks or things that you have to do. most of us try to go into each door for 10 minutes or so, and then you come out feeling even more stressed because actually you're thinking about the other door, right? So you're thinking about too many things at one time and you don't end up being productive, right? So if I was to take 1 hour of each door every single day, it would take me quite a while to complete the task, right? But my point is to go into only a few. So for example, this door, I'm going to focus on only doing marketing today, okay? Next door, maybe tomorrow, I'll focus on doing partnerships, okay? Next door, I'll focus on doing other things. But if you try to jump and do every single task in one day, your mind will become so serabut and it will be even more difficult for you to complete the task. So how do you handle stress? Do small things, one thing at a time, and don't jump into the next door or next room and start thinking like, oh, wait a minute, I need to finish this first too. See, so you have to set your priorities. Now, how about this? What do you think I'm going to say here? Well, it's about nature, about going out and getting some sun. Not about going to the malls, although that might help too, but going outdoors, because we need vitamin D to have a healthy brain function. Because vitamin D, it elevates serotonin, and research shows that it actually resets emotional imbalance. So I'm sharing these things so that maybe you can take up pointers, and it's things that you can also share with your friends, your colleagues, small things that can help them cope with stress, right? So other than nature, other than the sun, other than vitamin D, it's actually having a pet. So having a pet does alleviate stress, anxiety, depression, because it doesn't make you feel as lonely and feel isolated. So if you want to stay at home and have like pets, that's really good for you, because then it will actually boost your mental health. It would allow you to not focus so much on that you're feeling lonely, right? So, yeah. Yep. So, now, if you're looking at this picture, I know what you're saying. We all need to exercise, right? But I hope you will make the time, even if it's just dancing your way to the shower room or random moments when you're taking a break from studying because you need to move. So what we do at Plus Vibes is we also speak to brain consultants. We speak to a lot of different types of specialists, to identify small tips and tricks that we can learn from them to share with other people. And the point is that you can't stay stuck in a certain situation, a certain movement like this. For example, you're in the computer for a really long time. It will stop your brain from working. It will affect your body in the long run. It will affect your muscles. So if you can just take a break, small things, that whether it's exercising, moving your body just a bit, whether it's Zumba, whether it's singing in the car, these are all small things that will boost your mental health and affect your physical health and improve it as well, right? Now, deep breathing. This is actually my favorite of all, because it's one aspect that most people don't give enough importance to. Deep breathing isn't only for negative situations. You should do deep breathing even if you're looking to uplift yourself. So whether you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated, or if you're looking for energy, or if you want to focus, or if you want to calm down. Because did you know that basically a human body requires this much oxygen in one day? That's how much oxygen you need, your body needs, in order to operate and function properly. So imagine if you're too focused on doing things and you forget to breathe properly. You won't get the amount of oxygen that your brain needs, right? So increasing the supply of oxygen to your brain actually promotes a state of serenity. That's why people tend to calm down after they do deep breathing, right? So it's like a box breathing, right? This is a box breathing that I'd like to share with you.
There are times when we all experience feelings of stress or anxiety. In these moments, you can use your breath to help calm those feelings. Box breathing is a simple relaxation technique that can help you reset your breath, and return to its normal rhythm. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Box breathing can help reduce stress and improve mood. It can also help with controlling and managing emotions. It's very easy to learn. Imagine breathing around a box. Inhale as you visualize going up one side of the box, gradually filling your lungs with air. When you reach the top, hold your breath for 1 to 5 seconds as you picture going across the top of the box. Exhale gradually as you imagine traveling down the other side of the box. Pause again for 1 to 5 seconds as you go along the bottom of the box.
Okay, so that is a very easy and small, simple technique that you can definitely share with anyone who's facing anxiety, panic attacks, or if you want someone to focus, have more energy, it's actually your breathing. So I've read so many things about how breathing influences almost every single decision that you make in your life.
There are times.
Okay, so in terms of tips for productivity, now everyone knows that they need to do a to-do list, right? Most of us have a to-do list, but how effective is your to-do list? Are you not the slightest bit curious why there's only 5 numbers? Not 15, not 20, not even 10, but it's just 5. Because your to-do list is not about listing every single thing that you need to do in a day. It's not about that. It's about focusing on the 5 things that you need to do right now. That is the most important thing. It's just about prioritizing just 5 things. That's how you don't get burned out. Trying to complete everything will make you feel exhausted and you won't be productive. It's just like the door I was mentioning earlier, right? You're going into this door, and then you're going into this door, and then you're going into 10 other different doors. You're going to get burned out. You're going to become so overwhelmed. You might be able to complete all those 10 doors, but did you do it effectively? Did you do it did it affect your mental health while you were doing it because you were doing it because you were so stressed and you just wanted to get it over with? And did you actually do it taking the time to think and doing it really good? Or did you just do it because you wanted to complete it and get it out of the way, right? So actually research shows that the maximum number of things that should be on your to-do list is just 5 things. So that you will allocate more time and so that you will do it more productively and you will actually do it better. So instead of listing 10 things, just list 5. And of course, this one. I think I need it as well for me to create a note and put it on my keyboard that it's break time. Because I'm sure all of you sit in front of the computer for long hours without getting up and walking around. You probably line up one class after another or keep typing and forget about the time that it's actually been hours since you got up. And like I mentioned earlier about breathing and about your brain needing the oxygen for you to move, and that small movements, even if it's small stretches, will make a big difference in terms of how you think, your mindset, and your productivity. Sitting for hours can have long-term effects on your health. It's like, for example, a car, right? You're going for a long road trip. Do you think that car can get from here, or maybe it can, but do you think that car can get from KL to Penang without stopping? Yeah, it can, but it might lose a lot of fuel along the way. But if you go really fast, I don't think you'll even make it to Penang, right? So it's about recharging yourself every now and then, taking that small R&R breaks so that you're more energized, so that you're more focused, because it's not just about completing the task, it's about doing it well, right? Okay, small tips for self-care. Eating right. I know all of you know about this, but especially during Ramadan, I think this is a bit difficult because I think where our taste buds are quite challenged during the Pasar Ramadan. So, but I'm not only saying about eating vegetables and fruits, but research does show that poor diet plays a big role in worsening mood disorders and worsening anxiety and depression. So if you could give one tip to someone later on, whether it's your friend or your colleague, it's about eating right. That's the simplest thing that you can do. If you eat junk food, you will feel terrible as well. If you eat healthily, it doesn't mean that it has to be expensive, but it has to be balanced, meaning there's fruits, there's vegetables, there's protein, and there's of course dessert, because we all need dessert. But unless it's your cheat day and you want to put in some unhealthy guilty pleasures, then by all means go ahead. I'm not saying that you can't have all of these things. You can, but research shows that if you don't get the right nutrients, you're making your stomach work extra hard to process junk food, and that won't give you the energy that you're looking for, because I'm sure you know that sugar will give you that boost of energy then and there, but after that you will go crashing down. Compared to vegetables, compared to a healthy meal, it will give you a more sustainable energy, right? So which one are you? Are you the left side with all life's sugary pleasures, or on the right side with a balanced and healthy diet? Because you are what you eat. If you're always on the left side, then try to make small improvements. Try to cut down slowly, not drastically. Keep your cheat days, but majority of the days, maintain a healthy diet. So you will feel so much better. So it's a good advice for you to share with a lot of your friends and colleagues, that you can have your cheat days, but in general, maintain a healthy diet, because nutrition, because what you eat can affect your mental health and also decrease your risk of having psychiatric disorders. Yeah. Now, what does this picture tell you? I'm sure you know. I mean, it's not about cats again, but it's about your sleep. You can be a night owl like me, or you can be an early bird, but between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m., you actually have to sleep, because research shows that the most crucial time is actually between those 3 hours, because that's when the mind processes everything that you've done throughout the day. That's when your cells start to regenerate, and that's the most crucial time for your body. So if you don't get that crucial moment of sleep, then you, no matter how long you sleep, even if you wake up the next day at 11 or 12 or 1 p.m., you will still feel tired, right? But the other thing that affects sleep is night lights. So if you have a night light, it actually doesn't allow your body to really get that rapid eye movement, that deep sleep that your brain needs in order to process everything that you've learned throughout the day. So that's why if you have a night light, you'll wake up in the morning still feeling tired. And this is based on research, yeah? Because having a night light is actually very bad for you to sleep with, because it doesn't allow you to get that deep sleep. And this is also included as a night light, because that kind of light exposure right before you sleep, it will make you have difficulty in sleeping, because it's blue light. So I know habits are very tough to reduce. So start by putting your phone on night mode. You know how you have a night mode lighting? Yeah, it's a slightly yellower light. What we want to do is focus on improving your quality of sleep so that you don't wake up still feeling tired, right? So if you're questioning yourself, because we get some people questioning, oh, I have difficulty in sleeping, okay? Did you play with your phone like an hour or 2 hours before? Were you constantly scrolling through Instagram? Yeah, that's probably why you have difficulty in sleeping, because your brain is still awake. It still has that blue light from your phone. So that's why you have difficulty in sleeping. It's not really because you're overthinking or you're thinking about past things that's happened. It's usually because your brain isn't sleepy yet, because you were too busy looking at your phone. So how do you know if you need to reach out for help? If you're wondering why I didn't mean depressed, we're focusing on difficulty in sleeping, struggling to get out of bed in the morning because of your mood or because of you're tired. If you're always frustrated or not satisfied, I'm not going to mention depressed here, but always worried and anxious or unhappy, can't concentrate because you're overthinking, thoughts of self-harm or wanting to give up, well, all of these things relate to the fact that you actually need to reach out for help. But a lot of us will also say, what if I'm embarrassed or shy to share my problems? What should I do? Well, that's where Plus Vibes comes into the picture. So what we do is that we provide free access to the public for them to talk to someone 24/7. Okay, so it's actually up to what we call them is vibers. They are either counselors or the professional volunteered listeners who we vet. The people with a degree, masters, and PhD in counseling or related fields, they will be the ones who will be responding to the chat. So we're also looking for volunteers from you guys. So what we do is that the users can talk to someone. They can click any button, whether they want to talk about relationship, childcare, health, stress, or financial, so that the vibers will have an idea. Okay, this person wants to talk about relationship. Okay, this person wants to talk about stress. So then you can accept the chat and you can start chatting with them anonymously. Okay, so a little bit about us. Well, our focus, it's basically that we want to allow people to get that first step of reaching out for help. That's the main focus of Plus Vibes. It's not really to get people to if people just need someone to talk to, whether they need motivation, if they want to browse through articles, they want to look for relaxation activities, all those features are on the Plus Vibes app, right? This is what the app looks like. So we have a wheel of life. Basically, that it's a well-known tool where we allow people, the users, to actually rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how happy they are in certain categories of their life. So from the lowest categories here, we will then curate articles and videos for them to browse. So it's like your Instagram, but it's a motivational, a positive vibe kind of feel, right? And we also have the relaxation activities, okay? And the last one is the chat. So the chat, how we use these features is that the vibers are able to share the articles, the videos, the relaxation activities with the users, so that then the users can be like, oh, I didn't see this. So it's more of creating like a buddy, like a talk to someone kind of friend thing. So you can share articles, you can share relaxation activities, you can share breathing exercises. Just like creating a positive community. That's our main focus, okay? We also have platforms, as we partnered with associations where people can reach out to. We just gathered all of the associations in Malaysia because what we want to do is we want to make it like a one-stop platform. If people are looking for advice, they want to go to Miasa, they want to go to youth therapy, they want to go to the Mind, then they can just look for the details there and they can go directly. Yeah, so we want to make it very accessible and easy for people to reach out for help, because usually you'd be like, I want to reach out for help, but I don't know who to go to. So we have a whole list of people who are there for you. Okay, and the last one, which is to apply with us as a Viber. So we're looking for counselors, volunteered listeners, and it's very simple. All you have to do is just chat. What we do is we have a 3-month program, okay? Of which you will chat with users, and then after every single chat you will get a rating, and that's how we monitor whether online chat therapy is for you or not, because it's not for everybody, right? It's a bit difficult because you can't really see the person, so it's chat. But what we want to do is we want to give you the opportunity to try it out, and to see if it's for you. After the 3 months program, if you get a good rating and if you get a lot of reviews, positive reviews, then we will then onboard you as a permanent Viber with us. Yeah. we are also looking for internship placement. So we're looking for interns, marketing, administration, business development. Our office is located in Jalan Ampang, so we're looking for a lot of interns to grow our company. There's a lot of things that you can learn with a startup. So it's very hands-on kind of work. You know, I mean, if you're going to a corporate company, you might be doing, I don't know, HR or small things that you might not want to do because the company is so big. But with a startup like us, you'll actually be able to focus on building the company. You'll focus on contributing your skills, your knowledge, and it'll be a very small family. Yeah. Okay. And that's about it. And if you want to keep in touch with me, my Instagram is Maddie FD, and that's about it. I'm open to any questions or comments or things you want to ask. Let me know.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Maddie. Any questions from the floor?
Anything. If you want to ask about Vibers, internship, if you want to ask about, I don't know, small tips and tricks that we've actually done a lot of workshops with. Anything?
Any questions from the floor?
Maybe you
Hi,
can.
hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, hello. My name is Arina.
Irene.
Okay, so basically, I graduated from IIUM last year, and this topic has really attracted me to listen. So I have this one concern related to, when we have a problem, we need to talk to someone. However, it's not just me, but I think people that I know, they having this difficulty to trust people because they have this trauma whenever they talk to others. They have been betrayed, so-called has been betrayed, and their secrets basically has been told to others. So, what is your opinion on that?
I think that doesn't happen to a small number of people. I think that happens to a lot of people. When you share something, you expect that it's confidential. You expect them to keep your secret, but then it ends up they start telling other people, and then you start being embarrassed, and then you start to take a step back. And then you'd be like, tak nak lah share dengan orang lagi, tak nak lah bagi tahu orang my problems, right? Okay, that's why we wanted to create an anonymous platform, like Plus Vibes. It's anonymous. You're talking to someone who you don't know and who doesn't know you. But we want to actually create that first step of opening up to someone, because it's that we want to be the first step, so that you open up, share your problems, and then from there we can identify maybe you need professional help. Maybe you should go to this kind of person, so that we can guide them. And without them knowing who they are, we don't know anything about them, so then they will feel comfortable, right, to share their problems. So that's what we want to solve, that instead of sharing to your friends and family and then getting bogged down because people be like, hey, kenapa you buat macam tu, jangan macam tu, and people start looking down on you, better you share with someone anonymous, and then from there we can guide you. Maybe you should get this kind of professional help, maybe you can get this kind of help, right? So then you're not afraid to open up, right? What do you think, Arina?
Thank you so much for sharing. In a way, I do agree with that. However, I'm sorry, I'm not like trying to beat your point. However, I have this one concern also. Not me, but I have a situation where someone has actually go to professional help, went for professional help. However, they still feel lost. They still have this thought of hurting themselves. You know what I mean? So for me as a listener, I'm scared. For me, I'm scared. To be honest, I'm scared. Like I don't know how to help this person from hurting themselves. So what is your advice on this?
So actually, we have quite a few users who experience the same situation. There's actually not much that we can really do except to provide support and motivation. That's actually the main thing that you can do. When you keep pushing them into supporting them. You keep saying, hey, how about you try this? How about you try this? Subconsciously, it takes a long time if that person already has thoughts of self-harm, but it takes a long time for you to build in that process, to ask them to motivate themselves, to support them, to provide guidance, and just to be someone for them to talk to. That's actually all they need. Because when you talk to someone, lama-lama, it will take a long time, but lama-lama you will get comfortable. Lama-lama you will start to open up. And then that, for me, that's a form of a solution. Because if you want to expect to fix someone immediately, go to professional help, you expect maybe 1, 2, 3 sessions will solve them. It won't, because it's probably a childhood trauma. It might be something that has been long left unresolved. So it will take time. So the best thing that you can do to actually just be there for them to just, for an ear for them to lend on, a shoulder for them to lend on. That's the best thing that you can actually do. It might be a bit heavy on you. That's why you just have to, I don't know, be some sort of like a friend, a buddy, because I understand how some people be like, professional help doesn't help me, because they feel confined. 1 hour, this session, and then the next time you meet is after 2-3 weeks. So they feel like, I need help right now. I want to talk to someone constantly. I need a friend, right? That's my opinion. Yeah. Right.
Okay, thank you so much for the sharing. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much, Irina. Any other questions?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Am I right in assuming that this service is text only, or is it like a call service as well?
It's text only. We do have a voice note feature. However, the voice note feature, sometimes we're still fixing that feature a bit, but it's mainly chat based. Yeah.
So I took counseling last semester, and what my lecturer taught us is that the difference between face-to-face counseling and online counseling can be huge, in that you miss out on the nonverbal characteristics and features.
Right.
And more so with text, I feel, because you can't gauge what the person is feeling um, through their voice. So how can we overcome this gap in communication?
That's a very good question. So that's why I said that sometimes online chat therapy isn't for everyone, because you actually have to project a sense of empathy, sympathy through the way that you message. And sometimes when you get a user that is too stressed, they might take it the wrong way because they can't see your reaction, right? They can only see what you're saying. And sometimes they might misinterpret what you're saying, the tone of voice, for example, how they take it and how you mean it might be very different. So that's how we actually provide training before we onboard them as a Viber. We also do like monthly group talks with all of the Vibers so that we can share experience. So then you can be like, oh, I encountered this kind of user. I didn't really know how to reply to him or her. What should I have done? And then we'd be like, okay, how about other Vibers? Oh, they will also encounter the same kind of things. So it's more of through sharing of experience that will help you manage this online chat therapy, because you can't really see them. But there's a way for you to learn how to react to certain situations. Yeah, but it's very different, I agree.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Just to add some point here, Maddie, even though we as counselors here, with these pandemic situations, we are offering online sessions as well. Like even though we have involved in this kind of services for more than 5 years, we find it difficult. There is some challenges in terms of to communicate directly with our students and our clients through online, because like brother Wayne Ahmed mentioned that is very different between face-to-face and also online sessions, because we couldn't see the non-verbal part from our clients. So we also do this kind of professional discussion like you mentioned before, Maddie, like all the vibers, they are sharing about their situations, their concerns about their clients and so on and so forth. So the method is quite similar as compared to face-to-face, even though we have involved in this kind of services for more than 5 years, we still have to have this kind of discussions to take care of our professionalism.
True. For us, how we handle, how do we gauge whether it was effective or not, right? After every single chat, the users will have to do a rating on a scale of 1 to 5. Was that chat okay or not, right? So from there, we can actually detect, okay, what was the problem? What was the feedback that they gave? And so far, alhamdulillah, our average rating is 4.5 out of 5. So much
Good.
yeah, okay lah. So we feel like alhamdulillah it's helping a lot of people. I mean, we're reading the positive feedbacks. Some people, they just need someone to talk to. That's mainly it. I mean, not really to solve a problem, but more of them just to talk to someone. And that's what we want to encourage people to do.
Providing the social support.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, we have one question from Alia. What are the specific qualities that you would mainly look for in your internship candidates?
Creativity. I think it's not so much on like your background or things that you do or things like that. No, it's more on your creativity, your passion, new ideas. Because as a startup, what we want to do is we want to create something new. We want to build. It's not more on much we have a task. Okay, I need you to do this. We don't really have a task list. It's more on you suggesting, hey, how about we try this? How about we try this? So if what we're looking for is people with new ideas who want to join us, who want to create something new, that kind of thing. So I know it's very different to a corporate company. It's more of corporate company will give you, okay, I need you to do this. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. So you're given task. But with us, you're not really given any task. It's more of you propose what you want to do. You propose how you can contribute. Yeah. So I think that's the main quality that we look for.
Ideas.
Because we're like a Gen Y millennial startup, so it's like you determine what you want to do. You determine how you want to contribute. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, Maddie.
No
Any other questions?
I think we really hope like we can get a lot of vibers on board. We can support a lot of people, because I think our main mission and vision is that we want this thing to be free for the public. That's what we want, because the people who have the most mental stress and issues are usually people with financial difficulties as well. So when they don't have, and if you're allocating, right, 100 ringgit to go for counseling or 100 ringgit for food, it might come to that kind of severity. So of course, people always choose basic necessities, right? But everyone has a smartphone, right? So everyone can download the app and everyone can just talk to someone, because you might not feel comfortable talking to your family and friends. So that's our main mission, that we want to make mental health so accessible, just like physical health, whereby you can just walk into a clinic and get medication for Panadol, whatever. It's so cheap. It's like what, 5 ringgit, 7 ringgit, right? And you can solve your problem immediately. So similar with mental health, we want to make people like used to sharing their problems and asking for advice. It's not about complaining. It's about talking to someone and asking for advice, because sometimes you might meet someone who has been through that, who have gone through that, or they heard someone else go through that, and then that person succeeded in solving whatever. So you can share. It's about sharing other people's experience. Yeah. So you don't feel like you're the only one who's facing this problem.
Yes, so it is more convenient for people to reach out to other help from other people.
Yeah, because I think last year it was like me feeling like I'm the only one suffering this. I don't know who to reach out to, you know? So it was, I didn't know who else has a nerve damage and then also doing, so I didn't know who to talk to. That was my main struggle.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah, you bounce back. Alhamdulillah. Okay, all right. Any other questions?
That's all.
Okay, don't forget, for the participants, don't forget to register yourself in the link provided in the chat box. Okay, from Medi, from Counseling Career Services Center, I would like to, to express our appreciation to you, because I believe that not many nowadays people are started to talk about mental health issues. They are more open about it. So alhamdulillah, we are really glad to have some people like you with a noble heart, with a noble initiative, that you really want to help other people out there, regardless of whether where they come from, their races and kind of thing, their family background, their personality, because we want to make it, as like you mentioned before, it is open to everyone, meaning that this kind of services, we don't have any judgment to our clients. Because we are just a call away, it is your choice, meaning that we are here. We are always welcome and open our hands to other people, inshallah. Okay, so for those, for the participants, feel free to contact and keep in touch with our Miss Maddie here.
Yeah.
Okay, through IG, or even you can just download now Plus Vibes and explore the features in there, or even sometimes before we do counseling sessions, or even before we are being accepted as a vibers, we can experience the service first. You just to get to know the features, how to use this kind of applications and so on, inshallah. Okay, all right.
I really think we all keep in
So
touch. Thank you, Adila.
Yes. Any last word from you, Mehdi?
Nothing. I just want to keep in touch with everyone, because all the small ideas or contributions can help to improve Plus Vibes, and we can really help each other build a mentally resilient society. That's my main goal.
Inshallah. Ameen. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for all participants, and thank you so much, Mehdi. Take care. Take care of yourself. I hope that this is just one step for you to become one of the prominent person in mental health, inshallah. Okay. All right. Ramadan Kareem, everyone. Thank you so much. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Aina.